Today's video will be about the creation of Object 8 using SketchUp from Plate 5.32. So as we're looking here, we can see Object 8, and first thing I want to do is get an indication how long it is. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 halves, so that's 3.5 inches by 1 inch wide. So I'm going to go ahead and get set up with a rectangle. It's 3.5 comma 1 inch. So there's the base profile, and so now what I'm going to do is check its height. I see that's ½ inch tall, so I'm going to go ahead and extrude this up 0.5 inches. And now we're going to work on this vertical piece right here. The vertical piece is ½ inch thick, and it is 1.5 inches tall above the base. So I'm going to go ahead and get set up with a guideline here, 0.5 inches, and I'm going to divide the face with the straight line tool. I'm going to pull this upwards 1.5 inches, and that represents the overall height of the object. Now there's part of this we want to subtract away, so I need to check the dimensions on that. And I see here that this rectangle right here, part of a rectangle here, is 2 inches wide, and I see this part here is ½ inch up from the base. So I'm going to go ahead and get those guidelines set up. So we want to go ahead and create a guideline 2 inches over, and I want it ½ inch up from the base. Alright, now in order to extrude this properly, I'm going to have to go ahead and divide the face here, and then I'm going to pull this down, and I'm going to use this guideline as a guide for the ½ inch height. Alright, so that looks pretty good. Now let's flip this around. We're going to work on the back side of this. So I'm going to get rid of those guidelines, and I'm going to flip back, and I'm going to take a look at this. This distance here is 1 inch total, so that means this overhangs a half, and it's ½ inch thick. So what I'm going to do is take my guideline tool, I'm going to measure down 0.5 inches, and I'm going to divide the face there with the straight line tool. I'm going to redo that. Didn't get a good intersection snap there. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and extrude this out 0.5 inches. Alright, yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, well, we've got a little notch back here that we need to take care of, so let's flip back. Okay, it's ½ inch and ¼ inch deep. So I'm going to set up a couple guidelines here, 0.5 inches to either side. And I'm going to divide the face there with the straight line tool. And I'm going to pull this backwards 0.25 inches. Clean up my guidelines. Alright, the hole here in the front, pretty straightforward. It's centered from front or from right to left, and then the whole center is ½ inch up from the base. So we're going to go ahead and get this centered up. I'm going to use guideline tools to the midpoint, and then ½ inch up, which happens to line up with that ledge right there. And so now I just need a circle. 0.25 is the radius, and then we're going to subtract. Alright, so clean up my guidelines. I'm going to turn on edge style back edges and hidden geometry. Okay, well, that's how you complete this object, and just go ahead and export it out and upload it to Canvas. Good luck with your model.